welcome to this edition of Startup Central. I'm Nayantara. Today we have a really special episode for all of you. It's a real treat for all of you. As someone who grew up in the 90s, I think I'm really excited to invite my guest today on the show. We are being joined by none other than the Master Blaster Sachin Tendulkar himself, as well as the co-founder CEO of Unacademy, Gaurav Munjal. The question you'll all be asking me is, why is someone who is to be called the god of cricket here on Startup Central with the founder of Unacademy? And here's why. Unacademy is now going beyond academics and in fact is talking to people like Sachin Tendulkar to come out with master classes. So you can all sign up to learn cricket from Sachin Tendulkar for just 299 rupees. That is going to be valid for 1 year, the module that has been created. Thank you so much for giving us time. Sachin, I've already called myself a fangirl. I can't believe I have you on the other side of a Zoom call and I get the opportunity to also talk cricket with you. Tell us more why you've done this, and would you have ever learned cricket like this, if you had the chance?
Yeah, if I had the chance to learn cricket from my heroes, then I would have surely done that, because that is what our coaches also told us. And growing up in the 80s, my coach would say that, go and watch Sunil Gavaskar, my batting hero, Vivian Richards. Both batted differently. One was extremely aggressive. The other one was super technically correct. So, the coaches would encourage us to do that. So I think with times, we need to explore new things, and everything is becoming digital now. So with the help of technology, we are able to reach out to so many guys, and no better platform than Unacademy to be able to do so, because the whole idea of launching this product is to be able to reach out to a kid in the remotest part of our country and beyond, of course, outside India, but people who don't have access to good coaching, the whole idea is to reach out to them and give them good quality coaching.
Gaurav, I believe this product is called Icons and it's going to start with Sachin Tendulkar. Tell us more about this.
Our vision from day one has been to democratize learning and education. And we believe that when we bring experts to teach something, it impacts everyone. And the learners sitting in remotest corners of the world can access that learning, which otherwise would not have been possible. Similarly, and so far we were focused on test prep education, K-12 education. If you want a job, then we have a product called Relevel. But there is much more to education than just preparing for an exam or a job. And that's why, for example, today you can build a career out of playing cricket. Today you can build a career out of running a YouTube channel. And, as a part of Icons, we wanted to launch a product where the best of the world, the best educators of the world, the best experts of their fields, like Sachin sir, who is the god of cricket, they are teaching you how to master the art. And if you'll see the course, you'll realize it's nothing like we have done before. The production was almost like a movie set, and it's one of the best courses that is made not just in India but in the world. And we believe that this is going to create a huge impact, and this is going to inspire more people to venture into cricket as a career and to even learn it even better as a hobby.
So Sachin, tell us, in this module that you have created, are you teaching what, only batting? What about that famous right arm leg break bowling also that we all got used to seeing?
Well, this module is created by me and my brother Ajit. We spent hours on it discussing cricket, not just batting. Like you put it correctly, there is bowling, fielding, wicket-keeping, number of elements. In time to come, these things will be focused on. But right now, it's only batting, and it's been again. I can say that going back to the roots, because to break it down and literally introduce whatever we are trying to convey step by step, methodically, uh, took a lot of effort. We spent almost, me and my brother, we spent almost close to 3 months together trying to figure out what is the best way to explain to a beginner and how could we take it all the way up to the pros, who could be playing international cricket. And that's where my experience of having played international cricket for 24 years came into play. And as far as basics are concerned, I started my cricket under the guidance of Achreka sir and my brother Ajit. So Ajit knew right from the day I picked up a cricket bat. So for me, it's extremely important to have the best of both. The basics, but along with that, you have the pro tips in what we are trying to introduce.
Sachin, the problem also will be that every parent who or not every parent, but a lot of the parents who will buy this module for their children will also think कि अब सचिन सिखा रहा है तो मेरा बेटा या बेटी भी 18,000 रन स्कोर करेंगे वनडे इंटरनेशनल में, 15,000 रन से ज़्यादा स्कोर करेंगे टेस्ट क्रिकेट में. So one has to temper down the expectation, and will this be for those who are picking up the bat for the first time, or even if they've been playing cricket for some time?
It's for both, because as far as I'm concerned, we continue to be students of the sport, and so long as you are a student of the sport, you'll continue learning. One doesn't want to stagnate. You want to continue getting better, and for that you got to have an open mind to learning things. If you are able to grasp those things quickly, then you are able to execute those in matches, and that's how you go out and score runs. I think. Expectations, yes, I know. I mean, the gap between expectations and performance, if it doesn't need to get frustrated. So I would say just follow the process. Results will follow, but you just stay focused on the process and the results will follow. So that is what my advice to all the parents would be. Don't pressurize your children. Let them go out, have the freedom to express themselves. It is important to fall in love with sport. Suddenly you start pressurizing them कि ऐसा shot क्यों मारा या ऐसे bowling क्यों नहीं की, all that. They will stop being in love with the sport. Allow them to blossom, and for that they need that freedom. So allow them to play the way they want to play the game.
Gaurav, you right up in the first answer said you always wanted to, and this has been your mission at Unacademy, democratize education. You also talked about how this module is going to be interactive. How exactly is it going to be interactive? And I also want to ask you, 299 rupees as a businessman, you weren't wanting to price it higher? This is Sachin Tendulkar.
No, in fact, in 299, we will launch 4 more categories apart from cricket, and they will be a part of the single subscription. It is interactive in a way that when you learn a lesson, there are question and answers within the lesson. There are FAQs. We will also create a discussion forum on Slack or a community on Discord where these learners can talk to each other and interact with each other. We will also have live sessions from Sachin sir, once a quarter or once every 2 months, where Sachin sir will interact with the learners and they can ask their queries. So I think we have been running cohort-based courses or online courses for a long period of time. We just took the best of those and applied to this format. And even the core content that has been created, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's when you will see the product for yourself, you will realize that a course of this scale and this production value has not been created in this country or probably the world the way we have created this course. And Sachin sir's expertise and direction on curriculum and everything, and his obsession towards getting every chapter right is just amazing. So I think regarding the price, I mean, we there are so millions and millions of cricket lovers in the country. I mean, I'm sure that if we reach out to 1 million people who are subscribing to this icon subscription, I think the impact that we will create is huge.
Oh, of course, and you're starting with the best of the best, aren't you, with Sachin Tendulkar? Now, Sachin, you've already told us that this is going to be primarily first batting. Gaurav is now telling us how there will also be live interaction with you, once every couple of months with the students that actually enroll. And that just got me thinking how technology can also be used maybe going forward to make India bigger in cricket. It can also be deployed for the selection process.
Well, I wouldn't want to get into selection process here, but it takes me back to my conversation with my mother, actually. I was telling my mother about this module, and she told me a story about my father, who was a professor. She said that my father, even on Sundays, because the students would request him to deliver lectures, he would go and deliver lectures even on Sundays. That extra step in shaping their careers meant a lot to all the students, and a number of students are still in touch with my mother, remembering those days. So if my father was alive, he would have been so excited. He would have had a big smile on his face, knowing that through this platform, because this partnership between myself and Unacademy, we'll be able to reach thousands of children across the country and beyond. That is something which means a lot to both of us as a team, Unacademy, because the whole idea is to democratize cricket and make myself as accessible as possible.
So teaching is literally in your DNA as well. And Sachin, because we have Gaurav from Unacademy here, you have said that right now the module is for batting. Who would you want Gaurav and Unacademy to teach bowling on icons? Shane Warne? Who else?
We've got a number of names shortlisted, and when a captain is going to declare a team, he doesn't tell the opposition what team he's going to play. He keeps it slightly suspense. So that is what we would want everyone to feel. Just wait for that moment, and Gaurav is going to announce it at the appropriate time. What say, Gaurav?
Yes, you're. Like Sir said, we'll announce it when the time is right.
But Gaurav, what about wicket keeping? Uske liye bhi course hoga?
We want to launch this one first. We want to get to. We want to, make sure that, we get the batting thing right. We have 31 chapters, etc. And then we will eventually have a course on everything. I mean, that's the vision, and that's the overarching vision of Unacademy also, where tomorrow, if you want to learn anything from the best in the world, you open an app. For example, Sachin Sir's course will be available in multiple languages, English, Hindi, Telugu. It will be available in multiple languages, probably 6 to 8 languages, and then we will add even it into 10 or 12 languages, because the goal is to make sure that the democratization of this content happens in a way that has never happened before for education or for learning cricket. It has happened for entertainment. I mean, some of our best movies are dubbed in various languages throughout the world. I mean, we see Bollywood movies being watched in China. I mean, why have we not started doing that for education, for learning? And I think through this course, that's also a step that we have taken to make sure it reaches everyone.
Oh, the opportunities are immense. You starting with cricket, there can be Bollywood, acting, dancing, you name it. But Sachin, one, it has to be said, right? You shattered almost every record that there was to be shattered in your cricketing career. But you were always cool as a cucumber, right? As someone who's watched almost every match of yours, it has to be said, you were so aggressive and still a gentleman playing the gentleman's game. How can that possibly be taught online? I'm asking you this because I was thinking yesterday and preparing for the interview. How can one learn the mental makeup of Sachin Tendulkar online?
I'm glad it came across that way. Even I used to be a lot, tense, and uh, there would be multiple thoughts going on in my head. There were times when there was a rush of blood. All those things happen. See, there are two things here. One is how you react, and the other one is how you respond. So you react to a bowler who's delivered a ball. You get fraction of a second to play the ball. So that is where your instincts take over. And instinctively, I was an attacking batsman. But when you have to respond to various situations, generally in life as well, then that boils down to how your upbringing has been, the environment at home, what the family teaches you. That played a huge role in my life. My parents brought me up beautifully, and both my brothers, my sister, the environment at home was very calm and composed, balanced. So you respond to various things accordingly. So there are two different things where you react and then you respond. So that is what I would say. I mean, this is where when it comes to responding to various situations, family plays a big role. And when it comes to reacting to a bowler, whatever ball a bowler has bowled, then your instincts come into play. So just to give you an example, I have my two batting heroes, Vivian Richards and Sunil Gavaskar. And Vivian Richards was an attacking batsman, and Gavaskar was technically as solid as anyone who's ever played the game. So two different, a North Pole and a South Pole, but I love them. They were my heroes, and they continue to be my heroes. So it is all about how an individual wants to be, and what the family's contribution is.
Now look at Sachin Tendulkar's heroes, Sir Vivian Richards as well as Sunil Gavaskar. There will be many, many cricketers around the world who will also be saying Sachin Tendulkar is our hero. They grew up watching Sachin and screaming Sachin, Sachin, the way we all did, right? Gaurav, this has massive potential for you to take it global too.
Yes, and that's the plan. I mean, we have structured the product in a way where it will be accessible to everyone across the globe, and we believe that since we believe that this is the best course ever made on cricket, we believe that a lot of traction will also come globally. It's not just the remotest parts of the country, the remotest parts of India, but it's also throughout the world. People will watch this course to get better at cricket.
And it'll be priced as competitively overseas, Gaurav?
Yeah. I mean, pricing is a call that, this is definitely an introductory price. The original pricing was something different. But this is an introductory price that will be available for the first couple of months in India. And especially when we launch outside also, it will have an introductory price, because we believe that we want more and more subscribers to join Unacademy icons and learn from the best.
Sachin, I believe this module will have more than 30 chapters. So since we have you here and you have said how you have worked for months at this, very closely with your brother as well, what was your objective?
See, to introduce 31 chapters, it's all about, it starts from how do you select the gear. If a child has to select a cricket bat, how does he or she select a cricket bat? It shouldn't be up to the father to say that, oh, I feel comfortable with this bat, that's why even my child should bat with that bat. It should be the right size, the right weight, all those kind of things. So it literally starts from there all the way to what the pro should be doing while playing international cricket. We've covered all those areas, and then in these 31 chapters, we've discussed multiple things. When a bowler starts running in, how does one watch the seam position? If a spinner is looking to bowl a dusra ball or a leg spin or a googly or top spin, whatever, how to read that? What is the seam position in that? And when the ball drifts towards leg stump, where should your front foot go? Or it goes away from you, then where should your front foot go? Where should your back foot be? So we've actually broken it down literally step by step. And there are a number of things which came naturally to me, because after having practiced for so many years, you just merely watch the ball and react to it. So if I had to hit a straight drive, I did not actually get enough time to think that, okay, this is a straight drive ball and I need to hit a straight drive. It just happened. Your subconscious mind knows what to do, but that only happens after years of practice. So just to give you an example, if a beginner is figuring out how to bat, then my tip there is you need to play your shots according to how a bowler has bowled a ball. But as you practice more and get better at batting, then you need to slowly start changing your strategy. So along with your technique and being correct and comfortable, you need to be smart as well. So as the standard of playing gets better and better, you of course read the ball, what the bowler has bowled, but you play according to how the captain has sealed the field for you. And you find the gaps and then you play. But for beginners, you don't do all those things. You just try and play correct cricket. But as the time goes by, you play differently. And all those elements have been covered in our module. So the one who goes through the sessions, they will get to know all these things.
Gaurav, on a lighter note, I hope one day Unacademy also has a module for umpires. Can't help remember how Sachin was once given, out duck for a short ball in Australia. That's a wicket I will never ever forget. But on a more serious note, Sachin, since we have you here, what would be the best way for someone to use this module? What should they do? They should be standing in front of their iPad with just a bat. Will it be a small sized app that they can even take to the field? What would be the best way for them to use it?
It depends on what you need to work on, because we are not robots. We are humans, so we'll think differently, and the way you think, body responds accordingly. And every day you don't think in the same way. You think differently, so body is going to respond differently. So it depends on what the requirement is at that particular moment. But for beginners, I would say that yes, it is not just about seeing the app and just figuring out what needs to be done. You need to go out and practice. Hit as many balls as possible. And make someone, or the player himself, or if it's a girl cricketer, then she can actually note it down herself once the session is over. Because this curriculum is for both beginners and the pros, men as well as women. So we need to continue getting better. And if you have to get better, you have to sit back, analyze, figure out what are the things which need to be corrected, and go out and practice. It's up to their convenience. I wouldn't be in a position to tell them that, okay, just before you walk out to bat in the nets, watch and then quickly go and bat. No, every individual has his own preferences and their comfort level. So whatever helps you absorb that information the best is how you should. I know a number of my friends who study at night, and there were some who were early risers because they felt that early in the morning their brain was fresh to absorb all that information. So it all eventually boils down to your peak hour performance. So what is that time when you are able to absorb that information and go out and implement that?
Okay, so you're hearing it from the Master Blaster himself on how you can actually use the module the best possible way. And Gaurav, what I found very interesting is, when you told me that there's going to be a Slack channel, you're going to use Discord as well. So on the back of this icon, the masterclass with Sachin Tendulkar, you'll also create a new community of cricketers, a new community of those that want to learn cricket, and I guess they'll figure out the best way to use this module.
Yes. Yes, because we have realized that learning is not just about watching content. It's also about talking to people who are going through the same learning journey, sharing your learnings, sharing how you are applying what you're learning into actually playing the game. And then it's just a more, whether it's school, whether it's college, we are more used to studying in cohorts where there are 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 more people going through the same journey as you are going through. I mean, I remember going through a cricket coaching when I was 11 years old, but I was really, really, really bad at it. So, but there were 50 more people who used to come to the coaching ground in the evenings. But yeah.
So that's the special treat we had for all of you on the channel today. Sachin Tendulkar himself teaching cricket. And he's doing that with Unacademy, a new module, 31 chapters that has been structured, prepared, made interactive, and there will of course be live interactions with Sachin Tendulkar too. Thank you so much, Gaurav, and of course, Sachin Tendulkar for being a part of ET Now today.